today. It's now 5:53 p.m. Our CRA meeting is called to order. I'm going to ask Ms. Deputy Clerk to please do roll call for us.
Yes. Board Member Galvin?
Here.
Board Member Keys?
Here.
Board Member Desume?
Here.
Board Member Biename? Chairman Joseph?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, we'll stand up now and do Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have a police officer in the house? My manager will lead us.
Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We'll proceed with the third item on the agenda, which is approval of the last meeting minutes, which was June 14, 2016.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor by Board Member Galvin, seconded by Chairman Joseph. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
Items for review, right? We're going to agenda item number 1.
Good evening, Commissioners. Continental Uniform, located at 700 Northeast 125th Street, is requesting a beautification grant. They have been in the community. They are the school uniform company. They have been in the community for over 20 years.
I'm sorry, the tabs are not leathered, so I cannot find the actual tab with the backup document for that company. Is it in there somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah. Everything is mixed up together. I can't. I know, but there are no separations in the. Can't find it. Where is it? This one. Take this one.
Does yours have type, Larry?
It has a line of paper.
Okay.
Here you go.
Sheila. Where's the first one?
Unless you have notes.
Can you find it? That's the, okay, this also there is an order.
Yeah.
There is some kind of order.
There you go.
Okay. And the subsequent ones would be
We'll have a cover
right
just
after?
like that. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. So,
May I continue?
go ahead.
As I was saying, Continental Uniform has been in our community for over 20 years. They are a school uniform located at 700 Northeast 125th Street. They are requesting a beautification grant to paint, stucco the exterior, and install new air units. The lowest bidded amount was $28,860. There are no open violations on this property, and as it will improve the aesthetics of the downtown corridor, staff recommends approval of the $15,000 grant. Applicant will assume responsibility for the overage. Like I said, the bid amount was $28,000, so our grant would be for $15,000. And Mr. Babby, the owner of the building and the operator of Continental Uniform, is here if you have any additional questions.
Can I ask the question of why is it 15,000 as opposed to 14,430?
Well, he's requesting the $15,000 grant for the beautification, and he's covering the difference. So it's not a 50-50.
We can go more than 50%?
No, but the beautification grant is up to $15,000,
Up to
and then the rehab is 50% of up to $80,000. So
Okay.
he's applying for the 100% beautification grant up to $15,000.
Okay.
Can I ask questions? Are we up for questions?
Yeah.
My first question to the applicant. They currently have 7 employees. And now, I guess July and August are the peak season, about 15 to 20. Any of them are North Miami residents? Hi, how are you? Good evening.
If you can please state your name and address.
Thanks. My name is Richard Babby. I'm the owner of Continental Uniform. It's located 700 Northeast 125th Street. During the year, we have about 5 employees that work for us. They go to college, and they come in, they might work 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 4 days a week, and they work for us. And come summertime, we hire high school kids or kids that are in first year of college, or college kids work for us, and they go to Doctor's Charter School or Miami-Dade North or FIU. We hire neighborhood kids. We've been doing that for quite a while, really.
Okay, but you don't know where they are, where they live per se. You just know where they go to college.
No, they live here in North Miami.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Most of my kids go to Doctor's Charter over here at DCS, really. Then I have a few that go to FIU.
Last question. The building, Rasha, it's. I don't know I don't know how to frame the question. Can you give the same building, or is it he owned the parcel?
He owns a parcel.
Okay,
as
so it's
I
not.
mentioned.
Although
that
they all
building.
connected, it's kind of weird.
That building has 3 owners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Got
one
it.
is Mr. Clark Reynolds. The other one is Billy's Pub owner.
Yeah, the pub, and then they.
now
I got it.
Continental
Okay.
Uniform. Yes.
Thank you. That's it.
Move approval of the
Second.
We have a motion on the floor by Board Member Galvin, seconded by Chairman Joseph. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
Second item is the Challenger School. They are requesting a rehabilitation grant. Ms. Beverly Hilton is present in case you have any additional questions. The Challenger School is located at 12128 Northwest 2nd Avenue. This is a K through 12 grade school. They have approximately 40 students, 1 part-time staff and 3 full-time staff. The request is to expand 2 classrooms, upgrade bathrooms for ADA compliance, the electrical, security, installation of central AC. Right now they have the individual units in the classrooms. She's provided 3 bids. The lowest bidded amount is $86,000. There are no open violations on this property. And of note, the applicant had received a beautification grant in 2007 for $14,830 to update the parking, the driveway, and some exterior work. This property is owned by the Greek Church and therefore does not pay any property taxes. Her grant request is under the rehab grant, which is 50% up to $80,000. So her grant request would be for $43,000. Although this property does not present any direct return on investment, the improvements would greatly benefit the students and the community it serves. As Ms. Hilton is here, she can explain. Usually, traditionally, we've been looking at businesses that we know once we invest in them, they will impact the taxes and we'll see a positive benefit to it. Because this property is owned by a church, they don't pay any property taxes, but it is a benefit to the community because she is servicing 40 students and their families. These are, as she describes it, children who can't succeed in normal schools environment, and she's able to provide that safety for them.
You say the property is owned by a church?
Yes, it's owned by the Greek Church.
What? I have one question.
Go ahead.
Miss Hilton. Hi. Come on up. Well, I guess this might be through you for Miss Hilton. This will be on a what's the right phrasing I'm trying to say here? A reimbursement basis. Mm-hmm. And you are aware of that, Miss Beverly, right? Okay. So how does that work again? Just for the reimbursement process?
The applicant would have to, contract with the contractor, mm-hmm. get the permits and so on, and after she submits payments, right now our grant guidelines allow 4 payments, no more than 4 payments, and they would have to submit the contractor's bill, cancel checks, a release of lien every time, and showing that the permits have been pulled and passed, and we will process the reimbursement.
Okay.
So the reimbursement.
Mr. Mayor, point of order. I have a conflict for voting with this application, so I will be excusing myself and signing any necessary documents.
Okay, thank you. Let the record show that the Councilwoman Carol Keys will step out while we vote on this issue.
Does she need to step out, or she could just accuse?
Accuse or something.
Accuse herself.
She doesn't actually need to leave,
She doesn't need to.
leave the dais or the room, but she's declared a voting conflict or conflict of interest. She will not vote or participate in the deliberations at all.
Okay.
I make a motion to move.
Can I ask one question before?
Sure.
Hmm?
No, go ahead. I
Yeah.
make a motion to approve.
The question, so you see the property is, belongs to a church,
Yes, sir.
but so you are renting from the church? You are renting, listen, yeah.
The other people, yeah.
Beverly, pull the mic to you.
Yes, we lease from the church.
Oh, no.
Okay. Then, Mr. Attorney, that does not pose any problem as far as the rules.
Just to clarify, I mean, first of all, the CRA provided a grant in the past to the Challenger School for some, I believe it was parking lot striping, painting, and the like. So we've provided, and the period of time, we have in our guidelines has already expired, so we can entertain another grant application. We have many grant applicants who are tenants in the properties, and what we do in those particular cases is we have the applicant provide us a copy of the lease, and there's also a consent form that the landlord signs indicating that they consent to the tenant getting the grant and doing the improvements to their property.
Oh, no, I wasn't questioning that, the leasing
Sorry.
issue. What I was questioning is the fact that it belongs to a church.
There's nothing in our
There's
guidelines
nothing.
that, I will tell you that some CRAs do prohibit providing grants to property owners and tenants who do not pay property tax, because basically we're taking property tax money and using it for the improvements. But in our particular case, that was something that was decided by prior boards as part of our guidelines, that we will provide grants to basically any property owners that apply. So there's no prohibition that it's a church.
Yeah,
Well, as long as it's okay, that's fine. I mean,
Use of the church.
if it's within the
If it wasn't
guidelines.
okay, we wouldn't be bringing it in
Yeah.
front of you.
Good, you're keeping us safe.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Who's getting the grant? The tenant or the
The
landlord?
tenant, the Challenger School is the one that's going to be hiring the contractor to do the work.
We have
Yeah,
a
okay.
motion on the floor by board member. We need a second.
Need a second.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by board member Desiree and seconded by board member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, IMC Property, Inc., Mr. Yoram Ishka, as you know, owns several property along the downtown corridor. So I've tried to consolidate their request into 3 packets. The first packet, they recently purchased property 901 Northeast 125th Street. That's the single building that's across the street from the Chase Building. It used to be Rabitsky and Levine. Okay. So they bought it, and they were very fortunate to secure a tenant, Lestrada Furniture, who will be moving into the 8,000 square foot building. They have a 5-year lease with an option to extend to another 5-year lease. They're requesting the $80,000 50/50 grant, rehab grant, to renovate the whole entire building. They've submitted 3 bids, and the lowest bidded amount is $261,015. There were 2 open violations from the previous owner, a false alarm, and also a note that they needed to do their 40-year certification requirement. The new owners have taken care of the false alarm ticket, and through this process of renovating the building, they've hired an engineer, and they're going to go through the 40-year certification process. The applicant has sent his 2 agents, Mr. De La Rosa and Mr. Alvarez, who's present if you have any additional questions. Again, as it is part of our revitalization of the downtown NOMI, we recommend approval of this grant request of $80,000.
80,000 for what?
It's
To
the
redo
rehab grant.
inside?
Well, the total project cost is $261,000. They're asking for $80,000.
Good evening. Yes, it is for a full remodel of the inside and the outside.
Can we give you your name and address, please?
George De La Rosa, 696 Northeast 125th Street, North Miami.
Basically, this is the building the way it is now. And then this is going to be the whole new facade, which is right on Northeast 125th Street. It's going to bring in a large high-end furniture designer into the space. It's about 8,000 square feet.
And a furniture store is moving in there?
Yes, sir. They're a custom
Lestrada.
furniture maker.
Made in America?
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay.
They're actually in Broward.
I should say made in the USA.
No, made in North Miami from
Oh, made in North Miami.
forward, yeah.
There you go. All right.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion on the floor made by Board Member Galvin, seconded by Chairman Joseph. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
Thank you.
So are we going to item number 4 now?
No, item 3B and C.
Oh, okay.
They own
Item A.
805 Realty LLC and Taft Realty LLC. The addresses are 805, 823, 841, and 849 Northeast 125th Street. It's, again, also in the poster. You can see the strip. It's in between Gary Rubenstein and Northeast 8th Avenue. They've already removed the green awning that was, the fabric that was in front of the storefront. So I know you've seen that.
Let me ask you a question. Isn't there something that if they get a grant, they have to wait, based on what the attorney was saying, an amount of period to get another grant?
Five.
Because that's what I was told.
5 years.
It's for the property.
I know.
Would you like me to answer the question?
No, my question was, don't we have something in our code if one applicant get a grant, they have to wait a couple years to get another grant?
There are waiting periods with respect to the beautification and the rehabilitation grants. The beautification grant is 3 years, and the rehabilitation grant is 5 years.
5 years.
In this particular case, while you have the same, perhaps, principles involved in the properties, they are owned by different entities, they're different properties, and the grants are provided on a parcel or tax folio basis as opposed to
Owner.
the owner basis.
Okay, so as opposed to the property, not the owner, but you're talking about the particular parcel. So that
Correct.
particular parcel that we just gave, that's what the term limits is on.
Yeah,
Yes.
901.
Okay,
They will have a 5-year hold on the
Okay.
901.
on the 901, okay,
Yes.
perfect, okay.
However, on this, to bring past grants for the properties that they're requesting for beautification, in 2012, Beauty Essentials Hair Salon at 847 Northeast 125th Street had received a beautification grant for $10,000 to do interior renovations. Again, that was in 2012. The 3 years have passed. In addition, Irazu Boutique was approved by this board this past May for $13,921. However, due to a personal emergency, she broke her lease and voluntarily dissolved her corporation. So that grant is no longer. We did not
Did we
initiate
give
it
any
or
money?
execute.
Oh,
No,
no.
we did not. We didn't even execute the contract.
Oh.
So there are no holds
So how much
on
they,
that
are they,
property.
how much is
So
this
the
request?
first property, like I said, they own several companies, several folios. So what I did is 805 Realty LLC. The lowest bidded amount for the painting and the awning, the total amount is $13,304. And for Taft Realty, which is 823, 841, and 849, the total for the lowest bidded amount is $14,135. There were some open violations due to past due business tax receipts of their tenants, but they've resolved all of them. And also, the property owners to their west and east also intend to come to us for beautification grant to renew, to do their facade as well with awning and painting. And I advise them to make sure that they communicate with them so they can actually work together and have a holistic look. So they've reached out to the property owners. Mr. Rubenstein's and the other side to talk and make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. Okay, so we are recommending approval of the $14,135 beautification grant for Taft Realty, and also $13,304 for 805 Realty.
So approximately 27,000.
But two
Combined.
properties.
May I say something?
Go
How many businesses are on that block? 'Cause, I mean, this application's a little bit all over the place, so I need to get clear
Yeah.
on this.
On 805 Realty, it's going to be between 7 and 8 just on that building. And then on the next building over, you have Taft Realty. And that one has, I think it's at between 9 and 10 we have on that building alone.
So is that in one block?
It's almost the entire block. Yeah.
Between 8 and 9?
Yeah, it starts at 8th and going all the way down to almost the middle right before you get to
Kanasuka.
9th. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then there's one more property owner, which is Kanasuka, which is the
Okay.
restaurant.
So there's
on the
two
corner.
different owners of those
2 pieces.
Yeah.
2 pieces.
Besides ours, there's another owner, which is the one that follows after us. So there's three.
that-
I believe it's 3 owners along that.
Gary
on the strip.
Rubenstein is right after them.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is, I'd like to make sure that if we're going to be giving other grants, we do it in tandem and we all do have an agreement, because you're first, so you get the say, but we did some facade improvements many years ago. They've kind of faded and the awnings are ratty, and we really need a facelift.
That's what we're doing here.
So, no, they really need the
Yeah.
facelift, but I really would like to see a coordination with that entire block,
Mm-hmm.
and before you start, to make sure that we can have something in place, I don't know how we can do this, to make sure that we're all in, that the other owners, if they want it, get the same type of facade grant, and we do something cohesive.
Yeah, I just spoke 2 days ago to the neighboring owner, and he's finalizing his colors. He spoke about like a gray pattern, so we're kind of in the same spectrum of colors. I'm not sure why I guess he couldn't get onto this schedule, to this hearing, but he is going to be applying as well. And we already talked about the colors, so it's not
And what
too
about
far off.
the other owner?
The other owner is the Kanasuka, but their area
That's different, that's
new.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just like to see
Yeah.
that block really cohesive.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're the same colors, if they look like they were intentionally done in.
And the other block next to us, they just did them now. They just did black, so it's kind of, it is following the trend. The street before it, which goes from 7th to 8th, the corner, they just did all black there. So
So I
it's
appreciate,
looking-
I appreciate that you spoke to him, but legally with the CRA, is there anything we can do to make sure that this gets done? I mean, we're giving money, but we're doing this to make our downtown beautiful, and I'm absolutely in favor of doing it. I just want to make sure that everybody talks together and we get something that is approved. Maybe if it goes in front of, I don't know if planning has to do something with it. Mr. Selkowitz, any?
Isn't it a matter of Russia go and talk to the owners and see if they want to apply? No?
No, we
It's-
have spoken to them, and it's just that they couldn't get their bids on time, and, it's different tenants, different owners.
Mhm.
Because the primary principal, Mr. Ishka, was more pressed for time. He wanted to get everything done at the same time. Since he's doing 901, he's doing all these renovations, he just wanted to get everything done at once. So he was able to present all his packets on time.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the other property owners, I'm still discussing with them, but they haven't presented a full package yet.
Well, just please, we really, I mean, I know you're going to do a nice job, but I'm really
Yes.
hoping, it looks like we've got, we're trying for this whole vision downtown, and we don't want to start chopping it up, and us funding the money to do so.
Of course, and we just built across the street the building that's on 125th, which has the Simon's shoe store. And the color schemes that we're doing across, it's very similar, so it's nice. It's kind of tying it all together.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Okay, so at this point, we would like to entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Second it?
We have a motion on the floor by Board Member Galvin and seconded by Board Member Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, item agenda 3B and
Before you
C
go to,
passes 5-0.
that was, sorry.
Did we just vote on?
So that was item 3.
Beautification.
3B and 3C.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I also would like to, before we go further, recognize presence of our CEO of the chamber, and German BB, and President Sandy Curtis there in our midst tonight, and I want to say welcome.
Thank you very much.
Next item is the presentation for the Downtown North Miami Branding and Marketing Positioning Plan. As you recall, part of the CRA plan being amended and updated, several of our goals was getting market positioning, branding the downtown North Miami and the city of North Miami as a place to come and live, work, and enjoy. This took a few months. Sharon McCormick and I, we drove through downtown at night. We visited other communities to see what we can find that we can work with. And so without further ado, Ms. Sharon McCormick can do the presentation.
Thank you very much. I'm thrilled to be here tonight. Again, my name is Sharon McCormick, and I'm with Redevelopment Management Associates. I'm the Director of Business Attraction and Marketing. I actually have with me Jasmine Etienne, who is one of our marketing managers with our firm, and she came down and helped a lot with our public input meetings and has wanted to come again tonight to see the final presentation as well. So to get started, like Rasha said, we did a lot of searching and driving around and talking and planning. And just to recap, when you go back in what we...
If I may, just for a few seconds.
Yes.
We have a representative from the Office of Commissioner Chairman John Monistin in the audience as well. I don't know if you had something. Oh, mic is not even on. So welcome among us tonight. No. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So just to recap, when I first presented the what we were going to be doing, this is a recap. We understand the situation. We were looking at where we are. We're looking at the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Setting clear objectives that are measurable in this plan, and then creating strategies, tactics, and a budget. In this plan, there's just sort of a budget range, categories, range to look at for the different things, and then obviously we always want to evaluate any program that the CRA puts into place. We want to make sure we go through an evaluation process and adjust as we go so that we get the highest return for any investment. So basically what we're going to do, I did look at, there were about 11 in the plan. There's about 11 items identified. You have about 9 plans. I looked at the downtown master plan, looked at the parking analysis, looked at the ULI TAP, the Buxton reports. So all of those things, several of those things are referenced in this plan because I looked at everything that's been done and tried to tie it all together in a snapshot of the recommendations in each of the plans. So you'll see in the end, in the plan that you have with you, is that every single initiative that we outline ties back to a goal in the CRA plan, the amendment to the CRA plan. So we're going to look at where we are now, what does the data say, what do our businesses say, and what do our visitors say. This is basically looking at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So for the purpose of the plan, this is an illustration of the area, which is downtown 125th Street, the West Dixie corridor area there, and then the industrial area that can be an anchor to the downtown. Just to kind of frame the information and give you some perspective, approximately 80% of consumers' disposable income is spent with in businesses within 10 miles of their home, about 14-minute drive time. So just in thinking about that, that's how we want to make sure, we do have tourism, we do have other markets, but this is the primary market to look at is within a 14-minute drive time. So what we found is that in the CRA, we know that there are about 44,000 people. That's about 75% of the population. Within a 10-minute drive time, there are 230,000 people. Your households are about 70% families in the area. This is a little recap of things that you've already seen, so I'm going to go through this very quickly. Some of the income characteristics are that the median household income is $31,000 in the CRA district. And then this is the part that I focus on more. We understand the demographics of the information, but I look at the psychographics and the tapestry segmentation. So Esri does an analysis of, there are 67 distinctive segments in the country, and they're based on the neighborhood tapestry segmentation, and it's based on the socioeconomic and demographic information. What we found here is the top 3 segments are characterized by the ethnic diversity, Middle America, hardworking Middle Americans, and uniquely urban. So those 3 categories are named global roots, focusing on ethnic diversity. They're typically may not have PCs, but they use cell phones, so we want to maybe look at mobile marketing to reach that demographic. And then they spend a lot of money on baby goods and toys and children's apparel. Then the traditional living is your traditional hardworking American family. They take care of their homes and their gardens, and they tend to read newspapers. So we'll look at the print media, which is kind of outlined in this plan as well. And then the third category is metropolis. They live and work in cities. They take public transportation. They're defined by their diversity in age, between well-educated, unemployed. And they're uniquely urban, and they like dancing and jazz. And that is from...
Sounds like me.
So Ezra got it right. So really understanding the tapestry of North Miami. Then we worked with your Economic Development Office. I worked with Sam, and he conducted a merchant survey. So we worked together on the questions, which was fantastic, and he got about 20% of the downtown merchants to respond to the survey. So some of the findings are very important for us. The reasons that they have businesses here are the community ties and the market need. Those are the 2 highest reasons. The affordability and diversity comes in next, but I think it's interesting, community ties and the market need is first. Their customers come from either outside North Miami or within a 5-mile radius. So another interesting fact, and 71% of them said that this year they have either seen no change in their sales or decrease in their sales. So we want to make sure we focus on that in business retention strategies. So we want to increase those sales and do programs and initiatives that not only attract new business to the area, but help to retain the businesses here. This is going to tie back in a few minutes. I'm going to talk about a neighborhood ambassador program, and this information really ties into what we're looking at as options for the CRA to implement. The other things in the merchant survey is, how can the city assist your business? Grants, 32%, beautification, 29%, and they recognize, they express that the biggest challenge was getting customers to walk around and walk in their doors. So again, that's going to tie back into some of the initiatives that we're going to outline. Our Intercept surveys, we had, your Parks and Recreation does an amazing job. They use a company called Touchpole, which I actually use in other cities that I work in. So they've done 4 Intercept surveys now. 3 had been completed when I wrote the plan. So, and then the 4th was 4th of July. So we've used some information for that in this presentation as well. But by and large, word of mouth is the main way that people find out about events and information. That is common throughout every Intercept survey I've ever done, is word of mouth just always comes out the highest. So, and then you have your social media and the website. 76% of the people reported at the Art Basel event, which was very interesting. Most of the people were not from North Miami, so that they would consider moving to downtown Nomi if there were available options. So that's a great number to be able to talk to developers about. Then, again, across the board, whether it was the public input meetings or the Intercept surveys or merchant surveys, you get restaurants, cafes, bars, lounges is what people are saying most often. This in the community survey and the public input survey, we had a low response to our community survey that was online, SurveyMonkey. We actually translated it into Spanish and Creole, and we're keeping that open through the end of September, I believe, is what we're going to try to do, so we can try to get more and more people. Your city PIO department was very instrumental in helping to distribute this and email it out several times, but we still got a low low responses back, but the ones that we did, again, they really mimic what we found in the public input meetings, where people are talking about they want more restaurants, what they like least is, the parking, and some of the interesting things that they drive the farthest for nightlife, dining out, and entertainment. Again, it all ties back to what the goals are here. A couple other things too is they said that downtown North Miami is a drive-through to get to somewhere else. There are hidden treasures here, and I asked them, we asked them, what are the reasons to invest? And the positive things were they're up and coming, there's community support, and this board is visionary. They feel like that there's a lot of vision happening in North Miami now. So those were very, very positive things that came out of the public input meetings.
Wow.
So what are people saying about North Miami? The vast majority of this section is about what people find online, not the people who live here, because the people who live here love it here. They also reported in your July 4th meeting, July 4th Intercept Survey, about 70% of the time they rated events happening downtown, shopping downtown, ease of finding your way downtown is either good or excellent. Those are people that are living here. So this is mainly focused on when somebody's looking at things to do in North Miami. And, we have confusion with North Miami Beach, so one of the strategies is going to be distinguishing that. I know everyone is working on it, so we have to make those real concerted efforts across the board, and the CRA has to do their part as well to really distinguish North Miami from North Miami Beach. You come up, I tried to do the shots, Google shots showing, when I put North Miami things to do, it's North Miami Beach, there's a North Miami Groupon, and then North Miami Beach, and then Miami. The other thing is one of your stores downtown, we looked at shopping in the downtown, one of your stores was rated by the New Times as one of the best places to shop in all of the Miami area. It's called the Rabbit Hole. And in the copy, it says North Miami. In the location, it says North Miami Beach. So again, just some things that we have to keep our eye on and make sure that we're trying to overcome. The next slide is about is North Miami safe? The first thing that comes up on YouTube is driving through ghetto North Miami. The second thing that comes up is the North Miami Police Running Challenge. Our goal is going to be to get that to go drive to the top and drive any of the negative, this is an older one from a year ago, drive that down. By pushing more positive to the top, which is happening, and really engaging and getting that out there, that's going to drive the positive things that are happening in North Miami for anyone that's searching.
Ms. McCormick,
Yes.
how are you going to do that?
How?
Yeah.
That's through a lot of digital advertising and posting through social media is mainly. We have a real strategic social media plan that we put in place if we're working in a city, and it's very targeted. It's based on results. It's based on engagement, not necessarily just fans. It's based on how people are engaging. And the more people that you're engaging with that post on their sites and go then to your YouTube channel and do that, the more other people are engaging, the higher your SEO is going to go.
So your social media posts are going to drive Google's analytics to bring Running Man Challenge up?
Yes. Okay. Social media posts and, having your own YouTube pages like your police page, you're going to have to, getting that out there on more platforms. It's like a spider web out there, and the more the spider web goes, the higher the SEO is going to go up. So the future is about population growth, more money being spent, more shopping, and the market analysis, the basic market assessment current right now is that 22,000 square feet of retail can be absorbed in the downtown. That's without any growth. So we know that that's why people are calling Russia and saying, I've heard about North Miami. I want to come in. What kind of spaces do you have available? Developers are coming because there is a need here. There's 1.57 million square feet of shopping, but when you look in the plan I put in one of the exhibits, the shopping center, you can see the hole, which is why Solomia is coming in. You can see the shopping center hole. So there's an opportunity here, and we want to make sure we look at that. So here's the Solomia project. Everyone knows about that. I just put it in here so we stay on top of that. And then this was in the Real Deal. It's not, it was it's hot off the presses 2 or 3 days ago. It came in my Google alerts on North Miami. So I wanted to show this in here because they're writing a story about it. It's 2 blocks from where we are right now. And, it'll be a fantastic project. I put a map in there so we could kind of see where it is in perspective to your central core.
950 Northeast 124th Street.
124?
Behind the Bank of America?
Oh, Bank of America.
Right behind Bank of America.
And I guess off mic, I'd like to have a conversation. I heard about this Real Deal article from members of the public. I knew nothing about this project as far as what I'm seeing goes, so I'd like to know.
This is the first time hearing about it.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a town hall meeting last week.
Last week?
Town hall meeting.
It's
About this?
Yes.
It's very challenging when council members are learning from the public.
Yeah, but that's
and
not good
obviously
if you
right
don't know. I
now
didn't
that
know
there's a
either.
project of this scope moving 2 blocks to the east of the city hall, and so I'd like to know more.
Your mic.
Sorry, I was caught flat-footed when members of the public mentioned this to me over the weekend. So I'd like to know more about where this really is, what its viability is, etc. So I'm interested.
Vote on it, but nobody really.
Hands on my
Okay.
desk for you.
Can I? No, I'm the same way also. I know you're looking, but I remember vaguely voting on something, but I didn't know about the town hall meeting. Somebody did mention, in fact, I told the person they were lying, so I got to go back and call them. Because I didn't know. And now I'm looking at Councilman Bienemy with a whole... I know, but you have a whole plan that none of us have, so where did you get this?
I announced it at my council report last week.
No. I don't pay
There's a
attention.
difference between announcing something that's just sort of verbiage and that
No, but
picture.
still.
There's a huge difference.
I know they did,
The
but
fact
you
that you're
still
getting
say
this
no
much
on it.
spin around from this council shows that we didn't know that this was being.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big cojones here. I mean, for something like this to be being plugged, big cojones.
He said kahuna.
It was also discussed that we'll review the comp plan because we had to change the NRO.
Yeah, we remember all that, but I think if we either from somewhere we get an update of what's happening as far as development and all that, that would be helpful to us because we have things going on in our district and things are, unless we made an effort, and which you did, we're not saying you because it happens to all of us, but unless, I think staff just need to keep us an email because we got things going on.
I want to move it along, but keep in mind, the Real Deal is a real estate blog, so that's not an article that the administration put out. That's the developer trying to generate some
interest.
And that was sort of my response to people. Just because it's in a newspaper doesn't mean it's happening, doesn't mean that it's, but I knew nothing about it, and the fact that it's made its way into your presentation tonight shows that it's
out there.
It's out there, and I'd like to know more.
One of the only thing I'll say is that I set up in the very beginning, set up a Google alert on North Miami. So every single day in my email, I get that, and this was 2 days ago, 3 days ago when it came out. So I had, there's something happening. So in the plan is for the CRA manager, the marketing manager, to see those Google alerts, and that would be where those kinds of information could then, because you can't see everything all the time, but something like this comes out is how you can maintain communications.
Filter it in.
Yes. So as we keep going, then we cannot deny the tourism market, and there's 13.4 million that come into Fort Lauderdale. You're right in the middle between the two airports, and 22.4 million into Miami, and about 10%, 1.5 million stay in the North Dade, Sunny Isles Beach, and Aventura area. And then I attended the Mayor's Quarterly meeting where the guest from the Greater Miami CVB attended. So again, outreach to Greater North Miami CVB and making sure that North Miami has North Miami gives the Greater Miami CVB a reason to be featured. So here are just some of the statistics. You can see that New York is a very large market. Brazil is the largest overseas market. On the page, when you go to popular areas of the Greater Miami CVB, North Miami isn't listed in the main category here. So the idea is that as you scroll down on the page, you find North Miami area. When you click on the North Miami area, it does take you to a picture of Mocha. It doesn't say anything else about your downtown, but it does say Mocha. So again, yes.
When they say North Miami area, are they referring to the northern part of the Greater Miami or the city of North Miami?
They're referring to the greater part of northern Miami.
Yeah, northern.
North, yes, not the city.
Not the city.
Yeah, not the city. So it'll be a communication strategy to work with the CVB and again give them reasons to want to feature. Now the next slide is about Airbnb. This is a controversial thing. I put it in here only because
because you want to have a 30-minute.
No. No, it's here. It's just here. I know it's controversial. It's just for purposes of information that if I'm searching if I'm an Airbnb person, and I'm searching, I can find places in North Miami that are here to stay. They're on the Airbnb map.
Illegally.
Exactly.
Illegally, right.
So we don't want to do anything that promotes Airbnb because they're operating illegally in the city of North Miami.
Right, and it's here. So I just wanted to include it because.
Can we take that out of our report because we don't want that in there?
Yeah, this is just the PowerPoint. I did not put anything about Airbnb in the report. No,
Okay.
it's just again just for purposes of looking at what you can find, what you see online.
Okay.
That's this section. So then, everyone has stated the vision. I've put it here. Downtown Nomi is a place for great live music, food, stunning art, and unique shopping. That's what your goal has been and the vision. So the next stage is where are we going, what are our goals, and how do we get there? So in the beginning, when I came, I talked about collect, connect, collaborate, communicate, create, the 5 C's that I follow all the time. We've been collecting, we've been connecting, we've been collaborating, and now we're going to create and communicate and create and collaborate and keep it all going. So the first thing is about positioning the downtown, developing an identifiable and distinguishable brand, creating comprehensive campaign. The next slides I'm going to show you are concepts only. Okay, just concepts. We wanted to come up with something creative to get the creative juices flowing and to start people thinking about what could we have. So on this slide, it shows you the potential for, say, a walker's guide, the front of a walker's guide, and social media and website and how they would all tie together. This slide shows you a potential logo for the downtown. It uses the elements. The idea is just to show you that it uses the elements of the city's logo with the compass, and then it's very colorful because you're the most diverse city in Miami-Dade. It's like a kaleidoscope. It's a blending. So that was sort of the background, the idea of that. And the savory, soulful destination, it's a place where there's great food and great music. Then the campaign, if you were driving, try to imagine yourself driving down 125th Street and you get into downtown North Miami, even before you potentially put in new wayfinding signs that say, welcome to downtown North Miami, which typically take longer than banners. But imagine you have these banners that say, North Miami, tasteful, rhythmic, eccentric. And then you have a campaign about your business owners to know me is to love me. So that campaign would be based on the actual business owners in downtown North Miami, and you would see their faces on the banners to know me is to love me. So you're really doing a lot of retention strategy there. You're really showing the unique character of what's here today, and then combining that with telling people what they're going to find. It's going to be very tasteful, very rhythmic and soulful, and very eccentric. The picture on the right is one of my favorites. I took it in one of the shops on the Nomadic Art Walk night, and the pictures in the plan that divide the sections are all pictures that I took while I was walking through downtown into the shops, except for one. One was from your slide. The next thing, identity, branding, communications, and business attraction and retention. We want to make sure that we have newsletters going out, keeping people informed. There's 2 types of newsletters. One is to the business owners, which is generally once a month, and then one would be to the consumers about things that are happening in the downtown. Those are generally every week. And then on business attraction, retention, and communications, our goals are going to be to attract new businesses to the downtown, create and launch a restaurant incubator program and potentially a chef challenge, establish a merchant assistant interior grant program, and do those regular e-newsletters. These are just some images of business attraction at ICSC. We're going to be going to that in August. A banker, broker, developer events where you can bring developers in, guides to doing your business opening a business in the downtown, making it easy for people to find, in a brochure and online, how to open their business downtown. And then additionally, I think it was 97% of the merchants surveyed said that they would like to participate in roundtable discussions and workshops. So again, that's another retention strategy. So the business incubator option that Rasha and I have talked about is to have a space where you would actually be incubating restaurant new chefs, up-and-coming chefs that want to move to the area. We could potentially host a challenge where chefs are competing and select. There would be judges, and you'd select one winner. They would get 6 months in your incubator program. During that 6 months, they're testing their menus and opening their business in downtown North Miami. So again, those are concepts and tie into grand openings and reopenings and special events. So the business attraction the merchant assistance program that I've included a sample in. What we find is that, we have new businesses coming in, we have facades that are beautiful, and the new businesses are beautiful, and some of your older businesses who have been here for years, they need help too. So there's an option, a potential, to add a new merchant assistance program where it would be all the interiors of businesses that perhaps have been here for more than 2 or 3 years. So they have to have a certain track record. They're looking old and tired compared to your new businesses. So in this plan, this is an example of a Haitian restaurant that the before and after. It was a $15,000 grant, and it helped with the things that normally grants do not help with, which is the capital improvements. This was the chairs, the menus, the marketing, and took this business to the next level. This is one of our Jamaican restaurants that was just an example to show that grant program and all the criteria and everything is attached in your plan as an exhibit so that Rasha can take that and tweak it for this CRA. So next, the customer base, special events, cultural assets, and advertising. Launching a monthly strolling event, really getting people to walk more in the downtown, enhancing Jazz at Mocha event, and assisting with the nomadic art walk, and really helping to see that grow into what I know it can become. Capitalizing on all the Mocha events, making sure that that collaterals are in the space and being able to be distributed. Establishing an events and promotions assistance program. Establishing neighborhood and university ambassadors programs, and launching a NOMA cross-promotional advertising campaign where it could be a co-op campaign. So, very quickly, customer base, special events, just again, assisting with what's happening. And the events and promotion assistance program is about, is basically a way to incentivize business owners to do additional events over and above and give people an opportunity and a reason to come downtown when they wouldn't normally come downtown. That's included in your package as well. So the neighborhood ambassador program, your neighbors that have expressed a lot of interest in the downtown, they'll become your ambassadors and engage in a way. Do you have a question?
No. I apologize because we're running out of time.
We have
If
to
you can
wrap
just
it
get
up.
to the last slide,
Okay.
or if you don't mind, and then
No.
I'll speak with the members afterwards if they have additional questions.
Absolutely. So then construction is all about communications, walker's guide, linking to downtown pedestrian. That will help with people feeling safe. A mini facade program, again, an example is included. Clean and safe programs, love your police department, love the Running Man Challenge, and murals, no box, urban acupuncture, coolest thing ever. You'll enjoy it, and thank you very much.
Now, I only have two quick remarks to make. The first one, well, actually, we see our Commissioner Sally Heyman just walked in a while ago, about a few minutes ago. Welcome to our CRA meeting, which is about to end. The first remark is ultimately, what about advertising or maybe local TV network?
Yes.
And it may not be a bad idea also to feature us some of the major magazines like Ocean Drive, and
Yes.
because we know that's where most of the tourists go. So we want to actually bring North Miami to them so that they can discover it and see, you know, if they can. And the second point would be, I think we should try to incorporate, because you know Tri-Rail is coming. And it's going through the heart of North Miami, so there is no reason why we shouldn't incorporate. Now it takes about anywhere with heavy traffic from 35 to 40 minutes to drive from here to Miami, downtown. And with the advent of Tri-Rail, it's what, 5 minutes? From this station to the Miami station will be about 5 minutes. Yes. So very easily people can be in downtown having fun, and they just hop on the train and then they're in North Miami. So this has somehow we have to tie it all together, Tri-Rail being part of the, and when I say Tri-Rail, you know, the area around where the station is going to be.
Yes.
We have to start talking about land use, redevelopment, what can be done in that area. So I think that's another issue to
Yes. So we
talk
did,
about.
in the plan, I analyzed all of the local Miami magazines and have all their reach and contact information, things like that are all in the plan as a guide, and there are steps in the guide as well that talk about specific advertising.
Councilwoman has a.
This is one of the first studies I've seen that are really good. I
thank
enjoyed
you.
watching it last night. It was really good. It actually looked like it was something that was achievable. It's something I think that we can work forward to. A lot of this has been like just all over there. I think it's real. I invited the Chamber of Commerce here this evening to see this because I was so impressed. And you spent more time last night discussing the nomad nights, the nomadic nights. You didn't get to hit on it because we ran out of time. But our Chamber of Commerce, Jermaine, Bibe, we have started that. And I'm also director, and as a councilwoman, we have started the nomadic nights downtown with our retail developments. And we've gotten them very excited, and our chamber's been very active, having events in the evening. So I do want to give credit to our chamber for that, and hopefully we can bring them in on this project. So thank you.
Yes,
And as Councilman Gallen said, and I spoke to you a few minutes before, don't want any credit, don't want any reference to Airbnb, because not only is it very much disliked by my residents in my district and Councilman Galvin's, it is illegal. So no credit, nothing.
Yep. So there's nothing in the report.
I get that
yeah.
if you get on North Miami, they actually advertise North Miami as Miami Beach. But thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we are kind of in a rush. I think we have a last.
If we're in a rush, that's fine.
No, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
No.
I'll X later. Yeah, that's fine.
You sure?
X, yeah.
So, any reports from any city attorney reports, CRA executive director report?
I do. Real quick update. As you guys know, we have been negotiating the CRA item with the county. Our plan is up for first reading on the July 19th agenda. So we're working diligently with the county staff to make sure we hit all the deadlines. As you know, we have to be done by September 30th. So just want to give that quick update.
Thank you very much. Now we need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. We'll take a recess for about 10-15 minutes.